Before we jump into the numbers, let's warm up Port Kembla properly because it's one of the most misunderstood suburbs in the Illawarra. Port Kembla is a suburb of contrast. You've got coastline and lifestyle on one side, and you've got major employment and industry on the other. So, and that combination creates something really important for buyers. A suburb that isn't one market, it's multiple micro markets. So the right pocket can feel coastal, community driven, and walkable. And the wrong pocket can feel compromised depending on noise, truck routes, or your sensitivity and industrial age. So the data today in the report hints at that too. So the suburbs median and the interquartile range suggests a wide spread of sale prices, which usually means that there's a mix of property types, conditions, and pockets driving outcomes. It's also a more working, practical suburb profile. So younger to middle age are the bulk. Car-based commuting dominates, and work from home exists, but isn't the main story of like many of the northern coastal villages. So the point of this video is simple. I'm going to walk you through the key stats: price growth, rent, days on market, supply and demand, and then translate what it means in plain English so that you can make a smarter call. So with Port Kembla, the win isn't guessing the suburb, it's choosing the right pocket, paying the right price, and buying a property that will perform for your strategy. So a quick intro, I'm Joel from the Shoreline Agency. I help buyers purchase across the Illawarra. These videos are suburb deep dives, clear numbers, simple translation, and buyer-focused takeaways to help you buy in the Illawarra. Okay, so let's start with the snapshot. The report shows a suburb median of $925,000. It also shows a suburb dollar median at $1.01 million with a 12-month suburb growth of 5.7%. Population is 5,088, dwellings 1,876, and 75% are owner-occupied. Days on market is 39, rental yield is shown at 3.5%, vacancy rate is 1.3%, market absorption is 30%, stock on market is 0.6%, discounting at around negative 1.9%. The median income is shown at $1,388 and the suburb's IRSAD rank is 23. So a lot of numbers, but what does that mean in English? Port Kembla sits in a very different positioning compared to the premium coastal villages. It's more accessible in price, it's more mixed socio-economically, and it tends to attract a blend of owner-occupiers, renters, and investors. The demand indicators are healthy, low vacancy, moderate absorption, low stock on market, but it's not a frantic market. And the discounting figure tells you. Deals are usually made by getting the pricing right, not by expecting huge seller capitalization. So, sales price insights. So, for houses, the report shows 5.7% growth over 1 year, 10.3% over 3 years, 49.9% over 5 years, and 8.9% per annum over 10 years as a CAGR. The sale price median shown is $1.1 million. The 5-year number is strong, and the 10-year CAGR is a solid long-term profile. But there's the key with Port Kembla. It's not just growth, it's how you buy it. The suburbs spread in prices, and the mixed stock means your outcome is heavily driven by property selection, pocket, land, usability, condition, and future resale appeal. So moving into rentals. The rental insights, vacancy rate is 1.3%. There were 76 rentals in the last 12 months, and the median rent is $700 per week, with potential yield around 3.5%, based on the median sale price of $1.01 million. So this is one of the more attractive parts of Port Kembla for investors. Vacancy is tight, there's real rental activity, and the yield is reasonable, but you still need to match the property to the tenant market. Layout, parking, condition, and location matter more in mixed suburbs because renters have options across nearby suburbs. So what are the trends? Suburb trends. So the trends show sale price growth at 5.7% and rental price growth at 7.7% over the defined period. So when rents are rising faster than prices, that typically supports investor demand and improves holding viability. It doesn't guarantee future growth, but it's a positive signal for rental demand and affordability pressure. So the vacancy rate is 1.3% and rental yield is shown at 3.5%. Again, demand for rentals is there. If you're an investor, your job is to buy something that stays rentable with minimal drama. Good condition, good light, good access, and a location renters actually prefer within the suburb. So days on market is 39 and sales volume is 55 in the last 12 months. So this is a fairly liquid market, enough transactions to understand value, but days on market at 39 suggests buyers are still price sensitive. Translation, you can negotiate when something is overpriced, but well-priced stock still moves. So we got stock on market is 0.6% and market absorption is 30.3%. This is a balance indicator. There's demand, but not frenzy. For buyers, it means you can buy well if you're disciplined. And for sellers, it means presentation and pricing matters. So who lives here? What are the demographics? So on the report, social profile ranks is IEO 25, IER 14, ISAD 23, IRSD is 15. The population growth shows 0.9% over 1 year, but negative 1.3% over 3 years, negative 3.4% over 5 years, and negative 4.4% over 10 years. The age profile is way toward working ages. So that's 20 to 24 is 17%, 45 to 64 is 23.2%, and 65 plus is 18.3%. Occupations include professionals, 20%, trade workers, 14.6%, labourers, 14.3%, service workers at 12.5%, and managers, 9.1%. The commute is heavily car-based. 70.8% prefer their car, truck, or motorcycle, and 24.3% work from home. In plain English, this is a working, practical suburb with real rental activity and a stronger blue-collar component than the northern coastal villages, which often supports consistent rental demand. The commuting profile tells you it's not a suburb where train lifestyle is the main story. It's car-based, convenience, and local employment access, and also reinforces the main point. Port Kembla's buyer pool is diverse, so property selection and target audience matter a lot. If you're buying in Port Kembla, here are my 3 checks. So, 1. Pocket selection. Port Kembla isn't one market. Choose the pocket that matches your strategy, lifestyle, investment, renovation, or value. 2. Compromise audit. Noise, truck routes, and the industrial edge. They all stand out at different times of the day, so don't ignore it. So make sure you go multiple times to find out what the noise is and see if you can live there. 2. Resale fundamentals. The light, the layout, parking condition, mixed suburbs, punish cheap but compromised homes when it comes to resale. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be Port Kembla can be a smart buy, but it rewards buyers who choose the right pocket and buy the right property type for their strategy. If you've got a question about Port Kembla, please drop it in the comments and I'll answer it. If you want the next suburb deep dive, comment the suburb name and I'll add it to the list. So, quick disclaimer, this video is general information only based on the suburb report compiled from publicly available sources and market insights at the time it was produced. Data can change and this doesn't take into account your personal circumstances or any specific property. Always verify details independently with the relevant authorities and seek independent professionals' advice before making decisions, especially for planning, zoning, and risk matters. Thank you.